to A Year in Miracles. Today we are on A Course in Miracles workbook lesson 183. Today's lesson is I call upon God's name and my own. God's name is holy, but no holier than yours. To call upon His name is but to call upon your own. A father gives his son his name, and thus identifies the son with him. His brothers share his name, and thus are they united in a bond to which they turn for their identity. Your father's name reminds you who you are, even within a world that does not know, even though you have not remembered it. God's name cannot be heard without response, nor said without an echo in the mind that calls you to remember. Say His name, and you invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand, and sing to you as they spread out their wings to keep you safe, and shelter you from every worldly thought that would intrude upon your holiness. Repeat God's name, and all the world responds by laying down illusions. Every dream the world holds dear has suddenly gone by. Where it seemed to stand, you find a star, a miracle of grace. The sick arise, healed of their sickly thoughts. The blind can see, the deaf can hear. The sorrowful cast off their mourning, and the tears of pain are dried, as happy laughter comes to bless the world. Repeat the name of God, and little names have lost their meaning. No temptation but becomes a nameless and unwanted thing before God's name. Repeat His name and see how easily you will forget the names of all the gods you valued. They have lost the name of God you gave them. They have lost the name, and they have become anonymous and valueless to you. Although before you let the name of God replace their little names, you stood before them worshipfully, naming them as gods. Repeat the name of God and call upon yourself, whose name is His. Repeat His name, and all the tiny, nameless things on earth slip right into perspective. Those who call upon the name of God cannot mistake the nameless for the name, nor sin for grace, nor bodies for the Holy Son of God. And should you join a brother as you sit with him in silence and repeat God's name along with him in your quiet mind, you have established there an altar which reaches to God Himself and to His Son. Practice but this today. Repeat God's name slowly, again and still again. Become oblivious to every name but His. Hear nothing else. Let all your thoughts become anchored in this. No other word we use except at the beginning when we say today's idea but once. And then God's name becomes our only thought, our only word, the only thing that occupies our minds, the only wish we have, the only sound with any meaning, and the only name of everything that we desire to see, of everything that we would call our own. Thus do we give an invitation which can never be refused, and God will come and answer it Himself. Think not He hears the little prayers of those who call on Him with names of idols cherished by the world. They cannot reach Him thus. He cannot hear requests that He be not Himself, or that His Son receive another name than His. Repeat God's name, and you acknowledge Him as sole creator of reality. And you acknowledge also that His Son is part of Him, creating in His name. Sit silently and let His name become the all-encompassing idea that holds your mind completely. Let all thoughts be still except this one. And to all other thoughts respond with this, and see God's name replace the 1,000 little names you gave your thoughts, not realizing that there is one name for all there is, and all that there will be. Today you can achieve a state in which you will experience the gift of grace. You can escape all bondage of the world and give the world the same release you found. You can remember what the world forgot and offer it your own remembering. You can accept today the part you play in its salvation and your own as well, and both can be accomplished perfectly. Turn to the name of God for your release, and it is given you. No prayer but this is necessary, for it holds all of them within it. Words are insignificant, and all requests unneeded when God's Son calls on his Father's name. His Father's thoughts become his own. He makes his claim to all his Father gave, is giving still, and will forever give. He calls on him to let all things he thought he made be nameless now, and in their place the holy name of God becomes his judgment of their worthlessness. All little things are silent. Little sounds are soundless now. The little things of earth have disappeared. The universe consists of nothing but the Son of God who calls upon his Father, and his Father's voice gives answer in his Father's holy name. In this eternal, still relationship, in which communication far transcends all words and yet exceeds in depth and height whatever words could possibly convey, is peace eternal. In our Father's name, we would experience this peace today, and in his name it shall be given us. And that's it. That is our lesson for today. I call upon God's name and on my own. And however that works for you, whatever that name of God is for you, hold that in your mind today and nothing else. So that's what it's saying. And for those of you who have ever done yoga or understand a little bit about doing chanting, the word Om is actually the name of God, right? So if that's your way of saying God's name and holding that in your mind today, that might be another form of doing this exercise. Or even the word love, right? Love. God is love. So if the word God is unsettling to you, you can use the word love or Om or whatever that is, the universe, source. But just call upon that name, God's name, whatever that is to you, and on your own, because you are one in the mind of God, in the mind of love, right? So that's what we're talking about today. And getting closer to that experience, right? That experience of grace, which is knowing yourself as that one mind of God, knowing yourself as one with all of your brothers. And maybe sit with somebody, either physically sit with somebody and call on the name of God, or mentally sit with somebody, right? Because bodies can't separate us. I know so many times we think, oh, I miss this person so terribly because they live on the other side of the planet, or maybe they've passed from this world to the next. There is no separation. There is no death. Life is eternal. So hold that person in your mind and sit with that person today and say that name of God, of love, of source, whatever that is, that brings you to that name of the Creator, that we are all one with that one mind. And try this lesson today. See what comes up for you. Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 183. I call upon God's name and on my own. So I hope you're enjoying these lessons. Great to see all of you here this morning on the live feed. Good morning, Cindy. Hey, Carl. Nice to see you. Hey, Dan. It's great to see you here on the live feed. Good morning, Marty. Hey, Colette. Nice to see you this morning. Good morning, Alberto. Good to see you. Hey, Alicia. Nice to see you. Yeah, good morning, tribe. Hey, Eric. Good morning. Nice to see you here this morning. Good morning, Vera. Good morning, Mark. I know half the year is done. Can you believe we've gone halfway through? Thank you for reminding me of that, Mark. Yeah, half of the year. We've done A Course in Miracles every day for half a year already. So we're halfway there, guys. Good for you for joining and being here and showing up. Good morning, sweetheart. Nice to see you here on the live feed. Good morning, Pam. Good morning, James. Nice to see you here this morning. Our name and God's holy name is the same. Amazing, right, Vera? It is. It is amazing. Good morning, Walter. Good to see you here this morning. Hi, Barb. Nice to see you here on the live feed. Good morning, Jim. Hey, Maru. Good to see you here. Hi, Terry. Hey, Perul. Nice to see you here this morning. Grace as knowing yourself as being one with God. Right. I know, right? That's what grace is all about. Good morning, Brad. Nice to see you here this morning. So we're on A Course in Miracles workbook lesson 183, halfway through the year. Thank you for reminding me of that, Mark. And these lessons are really powerful, right? They remind us about the truth of who and what we are. And there's some great meditations of just saying Om, right? Just like breathe deep and and that's it. And just repeat that over and over. It might feel a little weird or uncomfortable at first if you've never done it, but once you get in the habit of doing it, it's natural, and you can feel that connection, right? You can feel that connection to God, to that oneness that we all share. So I hope you all enjoy this lesson. Marcello, hi, I'm here again from Brazil. Hey, good morning, Marcello. Nice to see you. Hey, Lori, good morning to you too. I'm so glad to have all of you here on the live feed this morning. So enjoy this lesson. Enjoy calling upon God's name and your own today. See what comes up, right? This is A Course in Miracles. This is all about miracles. And The Course in Miracles says miracles are natural. And when they don't occur, something has gone wrong. And what is that something? We have chosen fear instead of love. It's all about removing the blocks to love's presence, which is your natural self, your natural state of awareness is love, is God, right? So that's what we're doing today. So call upon love's name and on your own today and feel that connection. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow morning with our next live A Course in Miracles workbook lesson. Until then, have a great day, and thank you so much for joining. It's great to see all of you here on the live feed this morning. See you tomorrow. Bye.